human beings, particular human beings, so they see explaining the loving kindness, compassion, to not harm, benefit, explaining that, emphasizing that it's for the particularly human beings, for the human beings, for the human beings. So of course, that's not teaching for the animals, and that's not teaching for the ants. That's not teaching for the monkeys. So the human beings, teaching for the human beings. So therefore, and then human beings, you see, natural function, the simultaneously born, the natural, you see, anger and attachment, all that thing, then they fight. Because of that, simultaneously born with that, and you see that nature, or they have, or they possess, or the mind is possessed. So then from that, because of that, so the problem, individual problem, your own problem, the family problem, society problem, country problem, then the world problem, then the global problem, then all that arises. So like that, you see. So therefore you need to, so important to I'm eating so they develop good heart, and so important for the happiness of others, of course, the most important. Then even you can't think that, at least your own happiness, because for a long life, your own long life, happiness and everything. That's very need. So important, depend on your mind. Your mind is a good heart, a positive mind, to live the life with positive mind, and especially good heart. That's very, so need to, so that's why the emphasizes the need to see, contentment, practice contentment, and there's so much desire, attachment, so much stuff. Then by seeing that, I'm going to establish, going to engage in the heavy problem, unnecessary heavy problem, going to start. So by thinking that, then by recognizing that, then you practice contentment, and that also. The anger, when you are in the situation where the anger rises, or like that situation, then you see, then you think the same. Unnecessary problem. Starting from you are engaging in the unnecessary problem, heavy problem, on. So by recognizing that, they got really practice patience, all of that we see, then practice loving kindness, compassion, so forth, all the good heart, and then all that we see. Then also you see, so it's on the same emphasize that because not harming others is not just that. For example, it's only uses for example, you can use the table, or you can use the pillar, or pillar, or whatever you see, the ground, or you can use many things. So you bang your head, you bang your head to draw the door, to the pillar, or so. that doesn't have story that pill harmed my head. Pill harmed my head, my brain. Doesn't have that story harmed. You see, you harmed the pillar. There's no story of that. Or pillar harmed you. There's no story of that. Not like that. You see, so pillar doesn't. So not like that because you're not in the. You're not in the mood, or not harmed others, not like pillar, like table, like pillar, not that. So then it's not emphasized. You see, you are in the situation. You see, where so strong attachment is going to rise, so uncontrollable attachment is going to rise or something. Then you want to see the danger, then recognize, and that time try to practice containment. That you see, when you're in the situation to rise anger, and situation to rise danger, to rise anger, then by recognizing that, and all the unnecessary problems there, unbelievable, then it will be causing harm to kill yourself or kill others, some of the harm. Or then, because unnecessary problem, on. Bigger, the global, then leads to global problem, world problem. Then, I heard the First World War started with one person. That's how they started bigger. So one influential person started like that. That can happen like that. Then you need to practice patience. Like that, you see. Like that. So that you see. Then also tenant virtues action, things like that too. You see, by seeing the danger or harm to yourself, harm to the world, harm to the sentient beings, harm to the sentient beings. Then by recognizing that, then to not harm, to live in the precepts, to not harm. Like that, you see. Then 가서네. Yeah, then 가서 just to start. So, thought transformation. Yeah, to just a little introduction there. And even practice this. You will train the mind in this. So generally, thought transformation is when you generate realization of lamrim, correctly following the virtuous trend, seeing from whom you receive the Dharma, holy Dharma, even to the words, in stanza or few words of teachings, or transmission, or whatever, by recognizing Guru, yourself disciple. Then other than that, from seeing that the Buddha, so that devotion, and then so from there up to the state of omniscience, Buddha's holy mind. So everything is thought transformation, transforms from the negative, impure thought into positive thought. But here, the lamrim and the lojong, by differentiating from the lamrim, the lojong, and the thought transformation, the particular subjects, after the bodhicitta, they have to utilize your problems, including death, sicknesses, whatever, something that you don't like, something that your subjections thought do not like, do not wish, your attachment do not want, or subjections thought, whatever. So, using those problems, including death, sicknesses, so forth, whatever happens, and using that in the path to enlightenment, or the obstacle to practice Dharma. So you experience the obstacle to practice Dharma. So using the obstacle in the path to enlightenment, to achieve enlightenment, the kuka, you use that. To use that the sentient, every sentient being, every helpings, every hunger cause, every animals, every animals living in the ocean, numberless beings, big size of mountains, walls, the tiniest animal, I don't remember name, all in the ocean, living in the ground, in the bushes, and the grass, trees, and sky. Then the numberless human beings, numberless universe, numberless human beings, sura beings, asura beings. Oh, that kind of everyone to achieving that. You use your obstacle to practice Dharma. You use in the path to all sentient beings, every sentient being to achieve enlightenment fully. So then this way you have no obstacle to practice Dharma. With the obstacle, you utilize in the path to enlightenment. Your mind, so train the mind in that, then your mental condition becomes so soft. Your mental condition rough, not rough, soft. Then like cotton or the soft, that is cotton or the that is it, become very soft. I mean, you see, by sitting next person, sitting, even without talking, just sitting next to the person, you feel that the person's heart, mind so soft, so subdued, so soft, so good-hearted, so warm, so warm. I mean, loving kindness, compassion, so warm, the heart. You can feel, even without talking, just sitting next person. You can feel that. You see, depending on who sits next to you, you can, without talking, even you can feel that. You see, when you're traveling, for example, you see, at the airport or something, the people, you see, they're so happy to see you, and they feel that your heart is very soft, very warm. You feel very warm by seeing, and they want to speak to you. Oh, like that. And then, by training the mind in this, then thought transformation, yang. So you see, your mind so happy, relaxed, not uptight. Ooh, me, one I can be happy, one I can be happy, one I can be happy. Like Tibetan people say, one I can be, daytime, nighttime, one I can be happy, one I can be happy, oh, not like that. Oh, a touch, oh, me, oh. You see, from years like that, me, you create all the sicknesses. You create cancer, you create all the sicknesses. That way. So, very relaxed. Very relaxed mind. You see, when the mind is subdued, practicing thought transformation, no? Very relaxed, not uptight, very relaxed, very happy. Wherever you go, wherever you are, whomever you meet, your mind is very happy. Like that. Relaxed, very happy. You see? So that makes others very happy. Yeah, for example, Lama Yeshe, you see, very good example. So, he was Lama with warm heart. People, even they don't know, they feel warm-hearted, kind, compassionate. See, like they feel with his illness, Dalai Lama. See? Yeah. Not only rich people, even the poor people feel, you see. So, yeah, they feel, they want to respect Lama Yeshe, they want to shake hands, they want to speak Lama, see. So, just being there makes everybody happy, brings happiness to many people's heart. when the Lama Yeshe came to give Dharma talk in the city in Australia, like that. Now many years ago, so many years ago, that time, whom they know is only Losang Ramba. Losang Ramba, maybe you don't know much. Huh? So Losang Ramba. The first question, when the Lama stops talking, then asks open question, they say, the first question is, Losang Ramba, do you know Losang Ramba? That's the very first question. During those times, those years. First question, Losang Ramba. You know, wrote a book that, I don't know where, in the West, I don't know, people said that he's alive. Now I don't know, but many years ago. He went in Tibet to astral body, just a mind went in Tibet. He was talking with some of the astral body. But I think the intermediate stage, when people died, even insects died, you know, intermediate stage probably doesn't have this blood, bone, this body, you know. So that was the same thing, the astral body, you know. I don't know the definition of the astral body. Even intermediate stage, you know, 1 second you get Tibet or Africa or anywhere, Tahiti or anywhere, in 1 second, you see. There's no resistance. No mountain, houses, there's no resistance. You can go stage, and intermediate stage. So anyway, his book became famous in the West. So first question, around those years, people's first question is, Losang Ramba. Do you know Losang Ramba? Anyway, so what I'm going to say is, you see, is an excellent introduction of Buddhism, because the first Lama they meet, for example, Australia, when they come to especially Australia, like that, is the first Lama they meet, people, they never met Lama, so they meet, the Lama Yeshe, you know, just a very simple dress, and, you know, full of wisdom. The people can feel full of wisdom and compassion and warm heart. They feel. This is what they feel. This very good example. Very good example at the beginning. What the Tibetan Lama is. Full of wisdom, not ignorance. Full of wisdom. They feel. And so everything what he says, what answers, everything what he answers is all deep, intelligent answer. Very compassionate, and a lot of uplifting, lot of jokes, lot of uplifting. You know, everybody can laugh, everybody can feel great happiness. You know, they say that when they go back to home after 1.5 hours, and when they go back to home, they go back home without touching the ground. But I think it means mentally, because it doesn't mean flying back to home. But it means mind is so happy, so it looks like feet is not touching the ground, you know, something like that. So Lama Yeshe, see, that's a very good example of Tibetan Lama. Those people who came to the talk, very fortunate. Yeah, so like that, you see. Simple, very sorry. Simple, correct. Robes, very respectful to others, and not like, I don't know, some professors, university, very arrogant. I know a lot of Buddhism, philosophy, this, blah, 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 blah. Not like that. Very simple, very humble to everybody, rich or poor, anyone, rich or poor, anybody, were humble. There, say that. So, Dona Deva. So whom, with anybody, you company with anybody, you see, so much happiness. The other, not only you happy, but it makes so many others happy, whomever you company. That. So brings happiness, brings other people can learn compassion from Lama's characteristics and Lama's actions. They can learn compassion, they can learn wisdom. So they get so much happiness. All that. Dona Deva. Again, say inside you, not depressed. I'm very incapable. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do this. You're the worst one in the world. Kind of like that. I'm the worst one in the world. Kind of bring down yourself. Nobody brings down, but you bring it down yourself. I'm nobody in the world. I'm nobody in the world. Not that. So depressed. No, Kung Pao, Kung Pao inside your mind, hero, brave. See. To practice Dharma, to benefit others, to benefit others, to help others, to lead others. You see, brave mind. So you're not concerned. You're not scared or concerned of the difficulties. Sickness, whatever. Don't bother. You're not bothered by that. Sickness, even death, not bother your mind. It's a brave heart. You can use the death. You can use even death. Cause to enlightenment, path to enlightenment. Sentient beings, numberless sentient beings. Every sentient being to achieve enlightenment. You use your death for that. You don't care. So even cancer or any sickness don't bother your mind. It doesn't bother. So you can't able to continuously able to practice Dharma, able to dedicate your life for sentient beings. 아니 chola bhateme ba. 아니 you see Dharma, what you're going to practice, no obstacle. As I mentioned before, you use the obstacles to achieve enlightenment, path to achieve enlightenment, path to all the sentient beings to achieve enlightenment. So you have no obstacle to your Dharma practice. 아니 땡내 탐지 빠당 대시 도수샤와 all the bad conditions then who train mind in the thought transformation, then all the obstacles appear to you glorified, magnificent, appears to be magnificent, as auspicious. Appears to be like that, as magnificent, as glorified. So, appeared as a sporter, not harm, not a harm giving, but sporting, helping, auspicious. All the obstacles are there. Bad conditions, the bad conditions appeared to see Jengatam, appeared sporter, helping you. Auspicious. Everything becomes auspicious. The bad conditions.